some sort of hurry, I guess. I understand. I understand your need for speed. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
J.K. Grammar, it's not a rewatch. This would be, I've watched the pilot. I enjoyed it, but I never continued with it. So this wouldn't be a rewatch. This would be a first time binge.
Yeah. A proper binge.
Yes.
That's
all right. Shoujo says let's roll buttholes. So
okay. Let's do it. I agree. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
You have completed the trial of spirit. Are you ready to undertake the trial of body now?
In 3, 2, 1. Hold on.
The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream. The morning stream.
This is the morning stream, and I feel fine.
And welcome to the Moan and Scream. This is TMS for Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Good morning, Brian.
Yes. Oh, good morning, Scott. How are you?
Top of the morning and all that, I guess. I don't know.
Did you get more sleep last night?
Last night was, so the night before last night, I got pretty good sleep. The night before that was terrible. Mm-hmm. And so I would say today was somewhere closer to yesterday than the day before. So in the positive. Okay. It was all right.
For some reason, I thought yesterday was the day after you had no sleep. But it's right. It was Sunday night going into Monday.
Yeah, for some reason, Monday was... I still think it's all tied to storms. Like, I seriously am so oversensitive to, like, high pressure, low pressure stuff. So when that storm came in and we had, like, I don't know, 24 hours of rain and kind of gross cold, I just get headaches. I get achy. I can't sleep. I overdream. Like, I don't know what that's about. I don't want to be a human barometer. Whose idea was this? Wasn't my idea. No, it wasn't. Gosh dang it. At least pay me for it. The Weather Channel. Right. You need somebody to tell, oh, shit, something's coming in.
That's right. We've got our Johnson cam or our Johnson AccuWeather Johnson.
Yeah. I got the bursitis or whatever the old term was. Anyway, speaking of which, so... I had this weird dream last night, and this is probably the one that annoyed me the most because it didn't keep me up, and I wasn't up all night, but it got me. It felt like I was being awoken too soon, even though I was actually being awoken exactly right on time. Okay. So I'll try to explain. So
please do.
I'm sleeping. I only had to get up once last night. Had to pee at like 2. Like you do. It's not a big deal. We all got to pee sometimes. I drank a lot of water last night. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and we're old. We have to pee more. It's just fact of life. Can't explain that with science.
The day before, I didn't have to pee at all, which was great. But also, I may have not have drunk enough water. But anyway, the point is, last night, I should say this morning, my alarm is set for 6:30. Okay? 6:30 a.m. is when my alarm is set. And my alarm is this. Oh, do I have it right here? I don't have it handy. But it's my phone does the... that's one of the... I can't think which one it is.
Cascading the...
That might be it. It's very light, comes in slow and then gets louder, sort of thing. I think that might be the one.
Yeah,
I think that's the one. Yeah. Anyway, it's set, and it's always set for weekdays, whatever. So, but I'm having a dream, and in the dream, I'm hanging out with people, and I don't remember the circumstances of any of that now. But the part I do remember is I have my phone with me, and I hear the alarm, and in my dream, I pull my phone out of the pocket and look at it and go, why is this doing this? And it's not showing anything. It's just making the sound. So I'm flicking through it, and I'm trying to find, where's the damn alarm? I can't turn it up. And people around me are going, turn that off, as if we're interrupting something.
Right.
I'm like, I'm trying. Hold on. Oh, shit. Where's the... And I'm flicking through it. I cannot find the freaking snooze or alarm off or stop button anywhere on my phone. And it gets to a harried pace, Brian, to the point where I'm just like losing my mind in this dream. Like, my gosh, my phone, I can't stop it. And then I finally wake up completely disoriented.
Oh, it's the worst.
I don't even know what room I'm in. I feel like I'm not even in my bedroom. Yeah. I wake up like, which is north, what's south? And then I'd look over and of course, my phone's ringing. It's the alarm. I'm supposed to be getting up. But there was something about my dream taking on the attributes of the actual alarm and me not being able to do anything about it that just freaking pissed me off.
Any dream that involves any stage of your sleeping, your waking, your alarm, like basically, when you're dreaming about dreaming or dreaming about getting out of bed or things like that,
Yeah.
it just F's you up. It
Yeah.
really messes with your mind.
Yeah.
And it
Don't like it.
sucks.
Don't like it. To this point, to
No,
this very
don't
minute,
like it
I'm just
either.
annoyed with it. But otherwise, perfectly fine morning. Sun's
Good.
out. Yeah. Weather's going to be better today. All that stuff's good. It's just
Nice.
stupid. Anyway.
Aw, well,
Hey, I heard you were going to
So-
Japan. Is this true? Tell me the story.
yes. Yeah, I need to start putting stuff in there more vague so I can do the reveal. But yeah, so last week, Tina and I have got this trip planned to Ireland. We're going to go hang out with Claire Gack again. Well, not again. Go out and hang out with her and then do this trip around Ireland.
Yeah.
And we're other than that, we want to go out to Vermont, see my dad again. We've got a trip planned to Vegas and probably a second one sometime later next year or later this year, beginning of next year. But had no other big trips planned.
Yeah.
Then a deal falls in my lap last week where I can get round trip tickets to Japan, and the deal started out at like $280 round trip from Denver to Japan.
Round trip.
Now, I didn't want to I kind of like, oh my god, do I just jump on this? It's almost too good a deal to pass up, right?
Yeah.
And so I like kept the window up on my screen or the page, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, oh, can I do it? Could I do it? And I go up and I say, so Tina, if I were to get us round trip tickets to Japan, would you want to go again? She's like, oh my god, I totally do. I want to go this time, go up to Kyoto for a day and just do the things at a more relaxed pace that we didn't get to do 2 or 3 days, 4 days, whatever.
Right.
Do the things that we didn't get to do the last time we were out there.
Sure.
Like, okay, well, if I were able to get trips for 400, would you like me to jump on that? She's like, yes.
So let me ask you this: is this an airline that you know, like a name?
This is American friggin' Airlines.
Okay.
Like it's not Garbage Town Spirit,
All right.
which has already moved my Vegas, which has already taken out 8 hours of my 72 hours in Vegas.
Lame.
Next month.
Lame.
Yes, they suck. This
But-
is Spirit, and they're and here's what they do. I'm just gonna go off on a rant about Spirit for a minute.
Go for it.
if you'll allow it.
Go for it.
So first they say, oh yeah, sorry, we're going to move your departure date. This is 40 something days before the flight. It's
Yeah.
not even like the day before, oh, we don't have the equipment or the plane's not going to be back in time. It's, hey, here's some really cheap tickets to Vegas for 5 p.m. All right, good. You bought them? Okay, good. Oh, darn. We don't have 5 p.m. anymore. We're going to move you to 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's great.
And then we're going to take your return flight, which was in the afternoon. Move it to first thing, ass crack morning. It's like, oh, you jackanapes. So I
be
reach
annoyed.
out to their customer service and I say, look, come on. Is there another flight you can move me onto that's at a better time? This is kind of sucks. Oh, no, sorry. That's the only flight. It just had to get moved to a later time. All right, well, can you reimburse me? Can you waive the seat purchase fee, right? Because it's like Spirit Airlines, you pay to like stand on the plane, and if you want to have a seat, you have to pay for that. If you want to be if you want to not get smacked in the face by a wiffle ball bat halfway through the flight, you have to pay for that as well.
Oh my gosh,
basically.
wiffle ball insurance? Freaking that sucks.
Wiffle ball insurance.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that. But while I've got you on the phone, would you like to buy your seats? I noticed you haven't paid for your seats yet. Like, screw you. Like, what? You can't, in the same sentence, in the same breath, sorry, we're like cutting your flight off. And by the way, would you like to pay us more money?
This sounds like a bad airline.
It really is a bad
Yeah.
airline. And so I didn't get any help from customer service. So I went on Twitter and I said, well, that sucks. I'm never flying tag or at Spirit Airlines again. They've taken 8 hours of my vacation time away from me and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I get a message or reply back from Spirit. DM us your details. We're going to hopefully get this straightened out for you. I'm like, oh, good. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Make
All
a stink
right.
on Twitter, get a little social media uproar, and who knows?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this happened with me with Noodles and Company last week. I haven't told that story yet. I'll tell that later because I'm letting you tell the story.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So I get in DM chat with I don't know who, somebody from Spirit Airlines. Oh, sorry about the problem. Yeah, sometimes these flights get changed and there's just nothing we can do. So I go with him. I said, oh, well, I understand that and it stinks. Can you waive the waive the price for me to pick out some seats?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pause. No, I'm sorry, we can't do that. But you can buy your seats. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, the least you can do. It is really the least you can do. Say it costs you no money. Whether I sit in that seat or this other seat, it's like it's just $35 that you're not going to make from me buying my seat.
Right.
And then he says, by the way, would you like to join our discount den
so
that all of your future flights can be as low as $9? Say, I don't care if you paid me $9. I'm not flying your crap airline again after this flight.
What is a discount den? Is that just like their
it's there. I guess
name?
Discount Den is the Frontier one. Whatever Spirit Club or the Bone You Further Club, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, give you further.
Bone You Further.
Yes. Yeah, Bone You Further. BYF.
So anyway, no, not flying Spirit to Japan, flying American Airlines. And it's just like this weird whim of a trip, this weird spontaneous thing that we weren't planning on doing, but it's like, that's a deal you just can't pass up.
That's a really good price, yeah.
We're in April right now. This trip is going to be just after the first of the year next year in January.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of time between now and then for crap to happen, right? Like,
sure.
COVID-21. Oh no, we didn't realize that it turns you into a robot partially, or it makes your head randomly fly off.
Ooh, I kind of want both of those, but okay. You're winning me over on COVID-21.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently Real Steel really did it to me. So who knows if, but we did buy the ticket with like American Airlines automatically for this thing says, yeah, if anything happens, change fees free, you can use it for a different flight later on, whatever, if something happens. So it's like, all right, cool. Then
boy, a lot of hate in the chat for American Airlines. What's that about?
For American, not Spirit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, people are going off.
Bobby Franks got stranded in North Carolina.
I mean, I've never had any trouble with anybody but United. My hatred for United knows no bounds. I hate them. And I won't even get into why. It's years old, but never fly.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. With who?
With United. United.
Oh, with United. Yeah.
Hate them.
I'm scrolling to see. I see Bobby's complaint about American.
Maybe it's just Bobby. It might be Bobby.
Bobby's loud though, is a problem.
Yeah, Bobby's such a loud guy. Just a
Frontier is only slightly better for me than Spirit. Frontier is actually, a lot of people don't know this. Frontier is a credit card company that just happens to have some airplanes.
Well,
because as soon as you get up in the air, twice while you're in the air, they come around. By the way, you can get our Frontier credit card and rack up those miles and We'll be walking down the aisle with sign up forms, and you can even apply this flight.
That's it's like going to what do you call it? One of those places that's a timeshare, and they want you to go to the breakfast the next day. Freaking, that's all they do.
Exactly.
That's all they do. They just ride you for the whole time. F that.
They really do. Yeah,
F that.
Really
all right, but the main point is you're not going over there on like some container ship through the Suez Canal or something.
Yeah, actually, American Airlines, and even part of our Ireland flight is American Airlines. So,
all right, we always go Delta, and I've never had Delta F anything up. They've always been good. Delta's
good. I think if I had my druthers, Southwest all the time.
Oh,
I don't mind the let's play musical chairs and scramble for the first seat you can grab thing before we
hate that.
Before we shut
off.
I'm glad
there are people like you that don't mind that. I freaking hate the cattle car thing. I hate it.
No, because it's like you walk down the aisle, it's like, oh, that could have been my seat if I was assigned a seat, but I don't want to sit next to that guy because he's sweaty. He brought on some Thai food that already
Oh,
stinks,
yeah.
and I'm going to keep on walking.
That's a decent point. Actually, I hadn't considered that. If there
Yeah.
is there is that benefit, you can avoid.
And I'll
certain people.
pay the extra $15 with Southwest so that I can be in the A group and board first and get the seats I want.
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm just trying to think if a perfectly assigned seat flight goes down in flames, and a Southwest cattle car goes down in flames, is
Yeah.
the reaction the same? Meaning, what is the difference in the cabins? Is it as much freak out for people that are happy to go rush for the best seats, or is it a different reaction than the people who all had assigned seats? I'm just trying to think of like the kinds of people that would choose one over the other. What would the reactions be? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Would there be mayhem? Would there be blood? Would there be?
Who knows? There might be. I've never had an issue where I got on Southwest low enough in the group that I didn't get a seat that I wanted. And really, ideal for me, it goes in this order: exit row window.
Yeah.
Anywhere else in the exit row. No, exit row window, exit row aisle, window anywhere else on the plane, exit row middle, and then aisle anywhere.
Aisle
on the
anywhere
rest
after
of the
that.
plane.
How do you feel about very last row against the back of the bulkhead back there? How do you feel about that?
Oh, where you can really smell the bathrooms.
You can hear
it's
hear
great,
the
yes.
engine. You can smell the bathrooms. You can't lean your
Yeah.
seat back because you're like up against the wall.
Okay, yeah, that is the worst. That's the very bottom of my list.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
if you
bad.
give me the middle seat there, and that's happened a lot with when I was traveling for work for the if I could use your phone company.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd finish at the newspaper, and the flight attendant or our travel agent would contact me and say, "Hey, Brian, if you head to the airport now, I can get you on standby for a flight that leaves 3 hours earlier than your original flight, or 4 hours earlier, whatever."
Right.
Like, oh, okay, cool. So I'd hightail it to the airport. I'd get there, and they'd be like, "Yep, standby seat for Brian Ibbett. Great. All right, I'm getting on the plane. What seat do I have? You're in 64E, which is back row, middle seat, between the two guys who didn't shower this morning and also ran down the jetway.
Yeah. They're freshly sweaty. Yeah.
Freshly sweaty.
Old sweat has now gone liquid again. And
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's gone from a liquid to a solid and back to a
back
liquid.
to a liquid. Yeah, it's great science. I will say this though. Okay, so this is my theory. I could be wrong. And Lost is not a good example because Lost is weird and full of magic. Okay. But if a plane breaks up in the middle of the sky and breaks in half like that, or in that movie where they had to eat each other, the soccer players, what it was called?
Yeah, Alive.
Alive, yeah. Where the plane goes shunk, and it's very popular to
And
do in
it's
movies
breaks
now.
in half. Yeah,
Right, in half. So half of it goes, and you see the separation and everything. I would want to
Yeah.
be in the front half because you still have some aerodynamics that are going to glide you a certain direction. The back half is suddenly hit with blasts of winds in very unaerodynamic ways. So you're just getting like this. You have this big chunky thing now with a hole in it. So when you get hit by the sheer factor of the wind, you're just going to go.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because now that the plane's broken in half,
Right.
all that wind from your forward momentum is now flying into your faces in the front of the.
Right, and so it's going to be like
back
it's going to like a rocket, or it's like a bottle rocket without the stick. You don't have any way to control the damn thing. It's just going to be
Jack, Kate, Sawyer, and Hurley, notwithstanding, both halves. You're probably not going to make it.
Yeah, probably not.
Those are still two giant pieces of metal that now work with gravity. And
I mean, it's just an observation, chat room. I'm not trying to spread actual science here, okay? So don't
but
blame me for that.
thank you for going places that I pretty much could have expected that you were going to go with Captain Mortality. Thank you.
I can't help it. I just can't help it. All right, well, $400, hell of a deal, is what we're saying. So
can't pass that up.
Can't pass it up. All right.
We'll see. And I'll go get my damn Kit Kats in person. You know
Yeah.
what? I'll go get my own
Right.
damn Kit Kat.
He'll get his good for human, or whatever the hell the translation it is. He'll get
Oh,
them there.
yeah. Sweetness for adults.
Sweetness for adults.
For adults.
Yep.
Yes.
He'll be the one to get them, not you.
I'll tell you what we are doing, though. We've already decided the one thing that we wanted to do that we didn't do was do one of those karaoke rooms So like you get your own little room to do karaoke in
Yeah.
in the middle of Tokyo,
Yeah. You should do that.
overlooking. We're
You
totally
should do
doing
Yeah, a lot of times that's where businessmen meet the prostitutes.
that. Is it really?
Yeah, when we were in Japan, that was like they were trying
That
to
was
get us down there.
the arranged meetup spot.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
always
okay.
businessmen, and they're always like, "You want to? You want to?" Like we had somebody. It was both China and Japan, but I was asked once if I wanted a girl in our room. You want a girl?
Yeah.
And I said no. And one guy in China asked me if I want boy. He says, "Oh, you want boy?" I'm like, no, I don't want anything. I'm good. I just want me. I'm in here. I'm good. I got my notebook.
very
I'm going to
cool.
play Age of Empires or whatever I was playing then. Anyway, hey, we're going to play a game, and here's how it starts. Hey, everybody. Welcome Brian Dunaway to the program. Brian Dunaway, welcome. Hi.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. How are you guys?
Hi.
We're good.
We're very good. Hey, it's good to have you
I
here.
wasn't comfortable sitting quietly while you guys were talking about businessman.
Prostitutes and karaoke.
They all seem so
Yeah,
surprised.
Like, maybe I'll check back later.
When I was in Asia, they all seemed so surprised that I was like not down for any of that. I
You
think
know human trafficking?
I
Sure?
think-
You probably-
I
okay?
think most people that go there, I think they must be down. They must be ready to roll when they ask them. And I was just like, no, I don't want this.
insane.
I don't want guy. I don't want boy. I don't want girl. I don't want anything. Just,
Right. I specifically requested a room that would give me as much privacy as possible
Yeah.
because that's who I am.
all I want is food that won't give me the laser squirts. Can you give me that?
Yes.
That's all I want.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. Hey, Brian, it's good to have you here. We're going to play a little Babel Royale, but we need a listener to call in. 801-471-0462. Today's a Tadpooley Feud
Good
episode.
luck dialing that number.
Yeah.
Wherever Scott just laid out there. 6-1.
801-471-0462. There's the number. And you could be a winner today of fantastic prizes and more. Well, not more, just prizes. There's no more.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
If we promise more, we get ourselves in trouble.
And why don't you go log into the feud room?
Oh,
Yeah.
we got the feud thing? Okay.
I'm in
Today's
there right
the feud.
I'm not prepared for it. I'm not prepared.
I'm in there right now, but it says I have to reload because...
Yeah, the server got disconnected. So
Oh.
reload.
Okay, that's fine. I can reload. Okay, there it is. I think I'm in.
Where'd my pins go?
Does it show I'm in? Should show I'm in.
Oh, Scott.
I'm
did you
seeing
kick me out
Scott
of this?
in. Scott is in.
All right, Scott is in.
Let
While
me get
Brian
to
fiddles
the
with his
stupid thing.
While he fiddles with his stupid thing, we're going to find out who's on the line. Hi, who's been holding so nicely? Who's this?
Hello, it's Claire.
Oh, my gosh. Claire
Oh,
Gack,
it's
everybody.
Claire.
Gack. What time is it in Belfast or wherever you are?
It is 4:36.
In the morning?
No, in the evening.
Oh,
the
my gosh. I
afternoon.
was going to say, dude, that would be terrible. Well, all right. It's good to have you here. What's the weather
Can you hear
like?
the riots from where you're at?
Yeah.
The riots are over. It's fine. It's safe. We're in peace now.
You're in peace? It's
Everybody's
peacetime?
gone back to Guinness and Jameson.
That's
now.
good. Never
Yeah,
mind.
the sun came out and everyone's just back to drinking and having a good time.
It's such a. I'm so glad that you broke all the stereotypes I have about Irish people just now. That's fantastic. Well done.
This is true. Yes. By the way, could you help me? I'm playing a game, Animal Crossing, on my Switch, and I'm trying to get click on things. But boy, it's really hard to use the joysticks. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, you need to undock your Switch.
Oh my Lord! I can't believe you got her to say it. Well done. All right, here's how this is going to work. Brian, you're going to explain the deal, and Claire is going to work with one of us toward winning it, and you're going to tell us how to do it and what we're going to win. What are we doing?
That's absolutely correct, Scott. Claire, it's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian will have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Claire, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian, and if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes 2 Steam games. Hopefully you don't have these. Sioque, Tsiouoque.
Yeah.
Must be a Scrabble game, and that's worth like 85 points.
Jeez Louise.
And another game called Smile for Me. Aww.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That's
Oh,
adorable.
not
but
a
what
pigeon
about reservations on a plane? You gonna give those away?
Yeah, I'll give her. Well, she has your choice of seats, but
Yeah.
it's only
Choice
the only
of
one left is the one back by the bathroom in the middle.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
That's right. All right, now here's the cool thing. We've used up all the topics from my first set of Tadpool Feud.
Oh, really?
games. Yep.
So all those
so I-
questions you've been asking us were like recorded
We're
like
from
months ago?
We're from one 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah, from one
Oh,
survey
wow.
that I did with like 12 questions on it. And at
Okay.
the very end of the survey, I said, "Do you have an idea for a good Tadpool feud
Oh.
question?"
Yeah.
So I'm happy to tell you that every Tadpool feud that you're going to hear from for the next couple months came from a listener.
Oh my lord.
These are all
That's
listener
great.
submitted, suggested.
insanity.
Tadpool feud
That's
topics.
insane. I love it.
So these are great, and these are great ones. All right, so if you guys are both ready,
Yeah, totally ready.
Hands
hands
on
on,
buzzer.
your buzzers. Exactly.
I put one behind my back and one on the buzzer.
We surveyed 332 Tadpool members, because that's how many there were, that filled this out, and asked them their answer to this. What hobby did you take up during the pandemic? Scott.
Crochet.
Crochet. Show me crochet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
11th
knitting, crocheting, sewing, and embroidery.
or 9th.
Almost too much stuff to fit on that little board, but
Right.
anything where you're using yarn, string, or needles to assemble something.
Right.
That's lower than I'd
that was
hoped.
the number 9 answer. 8 answers will beat it, Brian. Do you have a guess?
I've seen so many people painting miniatures. I think painting just in general has taken an uptick. Got a lot of time at home. And is that not
Yeah,
specific
that's
enough?
perfectly specific
All right,
enough.
okay, good.
Show me painting.
Mother, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
It was on
baby.
the list. Boy, it was really close. It was
I'm so disconnected to people in the world, apparently.
it was 15th. So the top 10 are on the board, but 15th answer was painting, and I included both art and miniatures in that list.
And it was still not even that. What the crap? I must
Miniatures.
hang
That's
out
what
with
I
a very
took up.
Yeah, I must have took out with a very specific group of people, I guess. All right.
Yeah.
So Scott, you get to play, and Claire is going to be your teammate for this one. So you guys get to continue. Name something. Name a hobby that our Tadpool picked up
All right.
during the pandemic.
Well, we all did here at the house. We did bread. Claire, how do you feel about bread?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that really
I
a
have moldy
hobby?
flour in my cupboard, so that makes sense.
Yeah, bread is good. Let's do bread.
Good
So
answer.
bread,
All right.
sourdough, or whatever
answer.
bread.
Show me whatever bread.
Number 2.
Yes, bread making is a number 2 answer on the board.
You know, you'll
Yeah, I
have
thought
a
they
harder
could be a
time
little more
making a number
specific.
2 if you make too much bread.
Too much
Right.
bread.
Too much bread, you can't have a 2. All right. So we keep going, right?
You guys
What
keep
about
going
bread
till the end
eating?
strike.
Is that in
Bread
there as
eating?
well?
Oh, yeah.
Bread
No,
eating.
that was my new
Same
hobby.
thing.
I didn't make any bread.
Right.
I made no bread. All right. You could say video games, but I feel like our crowd was already doing that. But maybe, I don't know. Claire, what do you think? What do you like? What feels good?
What about like streaming games?
Streaming video
Good
games.
answer.
All right, you know what?
Good answer.
Let's get general with this, Brian. We're going to say,
General gaming.
you may not accept it, though. Would you accept gaming and streaming as one, or would they have to be separate?
I would treat those as separate.
All right.
Oh.
Yes.
Feels like...
Because streaming could be streaming other things, podcasting, streaming, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Sure then.
Well, let's say, I feel like the safe one's gaming and streaming's close. Let's say gaming first. Gaming.
Good
All right.
answer.
Okay. Show me
Good answer.
video gaming.
Oof.
Yeah, very
Wow.
popular. People even were specific and said things like Animal Crossing was the big one.
Oh, that's smart.
Minecraft. What other ones came up? There were some other video games that I kind of
video
lumped all
games.
into one. Yes.
How
So-
about gin drinking?
So people who maybe weren't didn't consider it a hobby then took up playing video games.
I don't know if gin drinking's a hobby, but we won't use that one. Although, I don't know. Drinking might be one of these.
Right.
Let's see.
Good answer.
Oh, my brain!
I nearly answered eating when I was filling this out.
Yeah, I would have said eating, too, because I definitely saw an uptick in eating during my
Yeah.
my pandemic.
quite the
so
hobby.
I don't know, maybe, but that seems like everyone has to eat, so it'd be more overeating.
I think you're thinking too much, Scott.
Or to
I think
compensate maybe
if Steve Harvey was out here, he'd be going like, "Hurry up."
That's right. Speed it up. My mustache, my giant mustache, is telling you to speed things
Yeah,
up.
Giant mustache always knows best too. All right, we'll say some people took up like major exercise stuff. I would think. So let's say.
Oh, there you go.
Let's say fitness is a possibility.
Okay. All right.
Fitness is a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me exercise or fitness or yoga or walking.
There
Yep,
it is.
all of
That
those
is-
things I lumped into exercising.
That is
All right.
hilarious. So Scott thinks that people would admit to exercising, but not.
That's right.
Oh,
or
I
eating.
know some people who
Exactly.
killed it during the pandemic and look amazing and
Right.
are in the best shape of their lives, and I hate them.
I gained 10 pounds.
I gained 20.
and
Well, I
then
lost
take it off.
40, then gained 20 back. So there's that. All right. We're getting down there. What number one could be? Number one. I wonder if
Still
like
6 answers on the board. Number 1 still available, has not been named.
how about excessive amounts of streaming, Claire? What do you think of that? Like, or I mean, I
Yeah.
don't mean streaming games, but I mean like consuming Netflix and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
All right, we'll go with whatever that is. I don't think I'm
right.
defining it very well. But.
Show me binge watching Netflix like a crazy person.
Ah, shit!
Oh no!
It
No
literally-
binges.
It literally is. Oh no, I guess it's not the very next one. Where is it? It is. Yeah, it actually really is. It's number 12 on the list. So very popular, but not popular enough to make the top 10. Brian.
Grr.
Yes. You took. I see video games is listed as video games and not just gaming. So I'm gonna go with people took up board gaming and card games. Kind
Okay.
Of thing.
You sound so
Can I say
confident
that?
in your answer. Look how confident he sounds.
I think it is. I know a lot of people that did. Did they admit to it? I don't know. Let's
All
find
right.
out.
Show me some sort of board gaming thing, like Brian said.
Oh,
Number
wow.
7 answer on the board: board
Seven.
gaming, tabletop gaming, or D&D.
Nice.
I'm gonna believe in the answer of eating. I'm gonna believe in that answer. I think it's up there. I think we have a bunch of smart asses in the tadpool, and I am one of them. And I
Okay.
think-
All right.
I think that's what I would have said.
Sure. Show me people who took up eating as a hobby during the pandemic. Number 1 answer on the board: eating slash gaming weight. Gaining weight were the most answered thing of everybody. And
Frick.
Claire even tried to help you, Scott, and give you that one.
I should have done it.
You should have listened to her.
All right, go Brian.
All right, Brian, keep
So my
going.
turn? Okay.
It's still your turn.
So many people took this up. 3D printing. I mean, I think there's probably just a short. I mean, there's been I've seen so much stuff being purchased over the pandemic, and I think 3D printing I've seen a lot of it. Model making, 3D printing.
Sure. All right. Show me 3D printing.
Oh, that's too
Number
bad.
13 was 3D printing. Popular, but not popular enough to make it to the top. But yeah, a lot of people, because I've noticed a lot of people direct messaging me and emailing me.
Yes.
Hey Brian, what do I do for this for 3D printing, and how do I get this? And
Yeah. There had to have been an uptick for sure.
yeah, very much an uptick.
Okay.
All right, back to Scott and Claire.
Claire, we're down to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
4 answers on the board. Yep.
Claire, how do you feel about cleaning?
Forget the questions on the board. How do you feel
Claire-
about cleaning?
Claire went, yes, Scott, I don't think so.
She's probably right that that's a bad one. Do you have one off the top of your head? I can't think of any more.
I can.
Well, what about podcasting? Or-
There's
Maybe. Oh, I know.
Content
Uh,
creation.
people always stuff like this. They go like, "Oh, I'm going to learn how to play the clarinet or whatever, like an instrument."
Oh, that's good. That actually is a good answer.
Yeah, so like an instrument of some sort, like a
Yeah, learn an instrument.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I don't have to be
All right.
specific about which instrument, do I?
Yeah, I want to know exactly what instrument.
Saxophone.
geez.
Everybody wants to learn the saxophone
kidding.
during
I'm
the
kidding.
pandemic.
Show me musical instrument. Yeah,
Ooh.
number 10 answer on the board. And it was across the board. It was like people learned piano, people learned
Probably guitar, right?
Clarinet.
guitar, a lot of electric guitar, a few ukuleles.
Yeah.
So good
Yeah,
job.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got to keep going here. Let's see.
Yeah, keep it going.
What else could you be doing that you didn't do before?
I think you're getting hung up on the didn't do it before. I
Well-
think you need just hobby that saw an uptick.
What did you do more of?
Well, it says take up during the pandemic, but you're
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But you finally have time.
Fishing.
Oh, cool. Was that Claire laughing?
Claire is laughing. She's like, "Are you kidding me?
No,
Are you
I've
kidding
got
me right now?"
I have a cousin who has become a lord of all fish since the pandemic. So I'm just
Okay,
I don't know. it
so
seems
one
like it might
cousin-
be.
Traveling.
Hopefully they took the.
What'd you say? Traveling?
Like, going on like a road trip, maybe?
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
road trips. that'd
All
be
right, we'll
good,
try
yeah.
that. Let's try Claire's
Okay.
road tripping.
All right. I'll lump it into traveling. How's that? Show me traveling.
Yeah, because you're not
Doesn't matter
supposed
how I
to
lump
travel
it.
during a pandemic.
I was thinking like camping. Surely people went camping. Is
Well, that's where that's not, and fishing's weird. I see.
Well, no, it is. I mean, fishing requires
A pole
lot.
Well,
and a
put your
camp.
money where your mouth is, Dunaway. What's your guess?
Yeah, what do you
ain't
got?
fishing.
It ain't fishing.
I ain't getting that one. I'm gonna say people took up puzzle making. They all decided to go and order puzzles, and they got the puzzle glue. They framed them. They did all the puzzle things. That's what they did during this.
It was funny because the places around us were all sold out of jigsaw puzzles and stuff like that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like they moved from using toilet paper to all of a sudden jigsaw puzzles.
Right.
Well,
Show
they're
me-
good for getting into those cracks and crevices if you really need.
They
Anyway.
really are. Show me jigsaw puzzling.
Oh, come on.
three.
37th on the list.
You know, I've never
actually.
put it together. I never call it jigsaw puzzles. I just call them puzzles. But I guess
Yeah.
you use a jigsaw to make the puzzles.
Use the
originally?
jigsaw to make well, you probably don't as much anymore.
Not
but
those
a lot of
no,
them are
those little paper
laser
cardboard
cut or
pieces.
something. But,
Yeah, if you make a wood one, you could.
Yeah.
I have an idea. So he struck out, but I have an idea, or
You
that
do,
just hit
yeah.
me. My wife did a ton of gardening, so I would have said
Oh,
gardening.
that's a good answer.
Maybe.
Good
All right.
answer.
Put it on
Show
there. Hold that
me
one.
gardening.
number
There
three.
you go.
Yeah, number
there
three
you
on the
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that doesn't
Nice.
help me though, does it? That doesn't give. us
It does.
points.
You've already won.
Well,
There's
we
Yeah,
no-
you've
already
already
won.
won. You've,
Yeah.
Brian's mathematically eliminated.
Look
so.
at the numbers.
Yeah,
And
look, just look.
Claire
at
is
the-
going to
Maybe you
win,
should-
but
maybe you should
got
have
two
took
more
up
answers
math.
on the board. Let's see if you can sweep.
What's the guess here? Let's say.
Claire, you got anything?
Yeah, you got anything?
Well, yeah, there's bread making, but there's no cooking, like general cooking.
Right.
That's not bad. Cooking. Yeah, do cooking.
All right. Okay. Show me cooking with Claire.
Cooking with Claire. That's much good.
Oh, very
I
nice.
like that.
Number
Well,
8
this
answer
is
on the
bad.
board.
Yeah, well done. That's really good.
People
I would
learned
have.
how
I
to
don't know.
cook.
God, if you
because
just
they
got out of the
couldn't
way.
go to restaurants
Yeah.
anymore. So
That's true.
Did I already say drinking and it didn't get it? I can't remember if I said
I
drinking.
have stick drinking up there, sure.
Let's try drinking.
all right. Okay.
Boozing it up.
We got one last spot on the board. Is it drinking?
I think that's it.
It is,
There
dude.
You ran it. It was going to be drinking or dog fighting. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
It was-
dog
One,
fighting.
One person who said that they were learning how to make cocktails, and I said, it counts as drinking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
drinking
true.
for sure.
Very good. You guys cleaned up the
Look
board,
at
and
that.
as without any sort of predetermination or cheating, Claire won.
Yeah, you won without any
Congratulations, Claire.
cheating. Congratulations. In
I am
fact,
so out of touch.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
that's right. You're the winner.
I've got to give you some of these other answers because they're great.
Oh yeah, what else do you have?
So after musical instrument, which was number 10, number 11 was masturbating.
Oh,
and
No, my
people
God,
really
no
took to.
way.
I wanted to lump that into exercising, but I feel like it's.
Is
It's
that
its own
really a
thing.
hobby, though?
It's its own thing.
Let's see here. Model building or Legos, photography, woodworking, cycling, bike riding, home improvement, moping / crying / anxiety / feeling sorry for America,
Wow.
Sorry for
programming or coding,
Oh,
reading.
that's a good one, of course.
4 people said spelunking. So I
that's
don't know. They
interesting.
took up. I guess it's a socially distant hobby. Pickling, Chess,
Oh,
probably spurned on by the popularity of Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a good one.
Fishing was really low on the list.
Like
Bird
one
watching,
person.
carpentry, that's woodworking.
So wait,
Let's see.
fishing was on there though. It was
Fishing was on the one
Wow,
person.
you're just
said
really
fishing.
going to try to defend that one, aren't you?
one person. Wow.
One person said fishing, one person said hiking, meditation, spying on the neighbors, origami.
Spying on the neighbors.
And no one put like taking polls or surveys.
No, nobody did. That was surprising.
Well,
And one
that's just
person
a
said
smart-ass answer.
Zillow browsing.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
A very popular pandemic hobby.
hanging out on Zillow
Rolling
is
through houses on Zillow.
yeah. You want to be annoyed that your house isn't as cool as something. Do that. Spend time on Zillow.
Yes,
It's annoying.
exactly. Yep.
I don't recommend it. Well done, Claire. You've won. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Won fair and square too, which means you got to email Brian Coverville@gmail.com. He will hook you up with your codes, and you will go down as our Irish winner of the 28th of this day in the year of our Lord 2021. Congratulations.
Look at that score. That's
Before
nice.
you hang up, please, Scott,
Yeah.
I want to donate my prizes because I tried to get that in the last time I called in, but you hung up on me before I could say.
Okay,
I
go.
just-
I'm letting you. You got the floor. You got the whole floor.
Do it.
So I don't have a Steam account, so give them to someone random in the Tadpole.
Oh, that's nice. You don't have a
Aw.
Steam account. We got to change
Look
that.
at you, Claire.
Why don't you get
it's
Steam,
free, by the
Claire?
way, a Steam account, so get on it.
Claire, you should get a Steam account. You know what I'll do? I've got
I
this.
have a work laptop.
Well, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing a drawing stream later today, and I'll make a digital original for Claire. That'll be her winnings today, and then we'll give these prizes to another winner. So Claire, I know how to get a hold of you, so I'll get that done. Congratulations, well done, and may all your gin be bathtub free. All right. It's a pretty good deal. Hey, Dunaway, you did good, and you did even better yesterday on the Boop Show, where you brought to the table a hell of an indie game and talked about it so that the world would buy it. So congratulations on that. You won't.
I
see a
really
dime of
enjoyed
it.
our booping time yesterday.
Yeah, it was good.
I think if you're not already listening to the Boop Show, you should really listen to it.
Yeah, you should. Here's why. Dunaway's annoyed that the Skim Show has slightly better numbers than we do on the Boop Show, so he'd really like people to stop listening to Skim and please listen to the Boop Show.
I can't believe that our core audience, who we've built around popular culture and entertainment, can't boost us above a cooking show, right? That's what Skim is, right?
It's not a cooking show, no. It's just like a couples cast. It's just Kim and I talking stuff. So yeah, sometimes there's talk about food, but yeah, I know, right? Just like we don't even have anything planned. It's just Kim and I sitting there yapping, and yet we're, I don't know, 1,000 listeners more or so per week than Boop. So yeah, help Boop make Brian sleep better at night and help Boop become
I
the
toss a
smashing
turn. I'm like,
success that it is.
what is going? Maybe I need to be a couple cast. Maybe that's what needs to happen.
There you go.
Excellent. We'll do all we can. Brian Dunaway, it has been a pleasure to have you on today.
Pleasure.
As my dad would say. We'll see you later. Bye.
Right, like,
All right, bye. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? I can't hang up on him. I don't know why. Why can't I hang up on him? It's not working. It's literally saying remove from group and then not doing it. Brian, remove yourself.
Hang up, Brian.
Yeah. Where are you?
There he
there
goes.
he goes.
He goes. He's gone.
That was weird. Discord being weird, man. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here. We're going to talk some tech, and that'll be good. And then Brian and I are going to do recommendals. Nicole's out with Pfizer shot 2 stuff. And as a result,
She's
we're
not
gonna be alone.
feeling well from the Pfizer.
Yeah, the Pfizer has really put her in the...
Effed her up.
So there's that. All right, Brian, we do a song, will you? Get a song.
Yeah, I got a brand new album that's coming out on July 23rd, 2021 by a band called Piroshka. I've never heard of no damn Piroshka. What the heck is Piroshka? Well, here's the cool thing. It's made up of former members of Lush, Moose, Elastica, and Modern English. You've heard of at least 2 or 3 of those bands.
I've heard at
for
least
sure.
of Modern English. That one I know. The others
And
are
Elastica, I think they're the ones who did A Connection Is Made. Do, 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 do,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's Elastica.
All right.
Yeah.
One hit wonders a little bit, but sure.
One Hit Wonders, Lush, they had a hit in the late 80s, early 90s as well. Anyway, they all got together and formed a band called Piroshka. They have a debut LP that came out a couple of years ago called Brickbat, and this is their follow-up. The album is called Love Drips and Gathers. Here is their song, Scratching at the Lid. Here is Piroshka.
So they'll clip that and put it on their show and show you how to use a soundboard.
How to use a soundboard.
Big money. But
This is the morning stream. Game over, man. Game over.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program.
Yes, that was Piroshka. The song is called Scratching at the Lid from their upcoming album, Love Drips and Gathers.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, what's the...
Ew.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's a little weird.
A little gross. A little gross, Scott.
Yeah, I don't think I like it.
A little gross.
No, sir, I don't. All right. We're going to get Tom in here. Going to see what's going on in
Yes,
the world.
we'll see how he's feeling after Moderna 2.
Oh, he got the... Did he get the 2 already?
He got the 2.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited. All right, here we go.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is, as always and forever, Tom Merritt. Tom Merritt, welcome to
Well,
the show.
hello, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Ah, it's the side cam, my favorite cam. When I get that.
My computer restarted. Ha.
I love when computers decide to switch things around when you least expect it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, whenever
feature.
I get an operating system update, I will always Discord will always decide it prefers the side cam.
Yeah,
it really does.
It's really weird.
I think, by the way, your monitor's too low. I think that's supposed to be like you're supposed to be able to reach your hand out straight from your body and touch the upper top of your monitor.
But this is why Tom is cooler than us.
Oh, okay, okay. Here we go, Brett. How's that?
Well, that didn't work. What? How many monitors do you have?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's your camera on a separate.
When I do the show, monitor goes down.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you, you pro.
He's a pro. He knows what
Yeah.
he's doing. He knows what the hell he's doing.
If I were to bring my monitor down when I did the show, it would crush my Back to the Future car collection.
Right, it would. No, nobody wants that. Hey,
alrighty. Anyway,
Tom.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about this Dell is that that's nothing I added. It just came that it's like, oh yeah, you can do that. You can,
I like
pull it up,
adjustable
put it back
monitors. I hate the ones that don't move. Drives me crazy. I have one over here that moves all like awesome, and then this one, it's like a solid state monster. It won't move anywhere, so I have to like arrange my life around it. Oh, now I'm annoyed. Hey, Tom Merritt, you're in the post-Moderna stage 2 deal going. How'd
That's
that
right.
treat
That's
you?
right. Just about 24 hours and 20 minutes ago, I got the second Moderna shot, and I can now see through time.
Wow, that's great.
Excellent.
Did any side effects or feelings of regret?
I tweeted this. Increased antibodies. A little sense of relief. A little tiny sore in the shoulder. I couldn't tell if I just was had a normal bad night's sleep or was a little more tired this morning. But yes, honestly, so far so good. They say that if you don't have a lot of side effects, it means your immune system isn't as good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I hear like the reason
Or
older
you're
people,
old.
yeah,
You're very old.
Old
Yeah.
people who don't have much of a reaction, it means their thing they just can't be bothered. Their immune system's like, whatever. But kids or younger people, they get it and they're like sick for 4 days. That's a good sign. It means you still got a tough deal
well,
going.
Tina was sick for a day and a half. I
Well,
had
that's
like
good.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Eileen's got a little bit of body aches, like flu-like body aches, but nothing bad, nothing horrible. She's taking it easy though. She's resting a little more.
Well, may any ill effects leave quickly, as you are both now almost fully vaccinated after your whatever the 2-week thing is after that. So
May 10th, I guess would be. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, wind to your backs. All right, hey, we have Tom. We have Tom on the show on Wednesdays.
Rise to meet.
That's right. We're here to talk about tech. We do it on the weekly, and it's all partially in preparation for the Daily Tech News Show, which comes a little bit later today. That's the day I'm on, so it's always fun to talk to you before all of that. What's brewing out there in tech?
Well, we've got Samsung Galaxy Unpacked announced a gaming laptop. A couple other laptops we'll be talking about today. Also, the CTA confirmed what they had announced last summer, that CES will be in person in January in Las Vegas. They'll continue to have a virtual option this year, but they're expecting most people to attend. And yesterday, Apple launched its app tracking transparency feature, which is the one that Facebook was taking full page ads out against, and has a lot of the advertising industry very nervous because we went through this yesterday on Daily Tech News Show, but the short version is it now, instead of making you go into settings and opting out of third-party tracking, this doesn't affect first-party tracking. Facebook can track you across Instagram and WhatsApp because it owns all three.
Right,
they can still do that. What Apple is saying is, if you want to combine what you know about your customer with stuff you get from other companies to better target ads, then you have to ask them.
Right.
And the fear of the advertising agency is that people will say no if asked, but will leave the setting tracking if they don't really know it's there.
Yeah, because that's a lousy... I hate that. I hate that they just... Like that, of course they think that because they're right. Yeah. Like they're right. If
people will say no. It's like, oh, can we track you for everything that you do and look at and shop for? And
I think you're right that more people will turn it off than would have turned it off if they didn't know to go find it. Right? Because that takes awareness, and people don't want to be bothered. But if a pop-up comes up and says, "Hey, they would like to track you across other apps. This is to better serve you ads. Is that okay?" More people will say allow than you think.
Yeah.
Because what that is it's a forced opt. And I actually found a study on this way back in like 2002 at Tech TV when they wanted us to have opt-in for things on the website. And I was like, no, opt-in is bad. They wanted us to have opt-out. I was like, opt-out is bad. You want people to opt in. Otherwise, they get upset once they find out you opted them in. And we went with forced opt because forced opt had almost as good a response as opt-out, but didn't get people angry because they had a choice.
Right.
And that's what's going on here. I have one very anecdotal developer, I will not say their name, who said, we're seeing higher allow than we expected. Of course, it's early days and that's one data point, so who knows? There's other, Twitter surveys that say people won't. But what people say they'll do and what they actually do often aren't the same thing. So I'm very curious what the numbers will be. No matter what they are, you're going to have fewer people allowing this third-party tracking. It doesn't mean there won't be advertising. It doesn't mean you won't even be able to target advertising. It just means you won't be able to use as much data if people say no on iOS.
Right.
You can still target them elsewhere on the web and other places. You just can't do it in the apps.
You're right. I'm personally, I like that they're doing this, and I understand what you mean by forced opt. It's basically like present the do or die choice. It's like, boom, here it is. You decide right now. You can't go any further. You got to decide. You want to let this happen or you don't. And the answer is yes or no. There's no let me think about it. There's no I'll check it later. Like, you have to decide. And I could see how that would be better statistically for the advertisers, because that opportunity means that more people are going to do it than wouldn't, and you're not going to have people upset that wouldn't. So I agree with everything you said there, but I'm personally glad they're doing it because I'm going to say no to all of it. I don't like the idea that they get to track me across services. I don't mind that they do it within their own ecosystems. That makes sense to me. They own it all. I get it. So if I'm going to get Instagram ads and they show up also on Facebook, well, them's the breaks. But I don't want them going, well, we noticed that you use the Marco's Pizza app, so therefore...
Now, why don't you want that?
I don't know. I don't know why I hate it, but I do, and I don't want it.
Because I 100% agree that you should be given the choice. You should opt in or out. You should make your choice. I do agree that some advertisers are like, it's not really tracking. Tracking carries a loaded phrase of like, we're surveilling you. This is just to serve you better ads. I think 99% of apps are probably doing that. There are some malicious apps out there that want to do other things with your data. But I would remind people that if you opt in, just think about what are they getting and what are they going to do with it? Most companies are getting, oh, he opened this app, he bought this thing with that app, and he went into our app and did a similar thing. So that means he's really into Warcraft figurines. Let's give him more ads for cool stuff about Warcraft figurines, or Warhammer maybe is a better example. And that could be better. I think where people get upset is they really just don't like the idea because they don't know what data is really being collected, so they'd rather say no to all of it. And B, ad targeting hasn't proven to be all that good yet. So you don't get ads where you're like, man, I let them do all this ad targeting of me, and all the ads are stuff I'm really into, because we all know that that's not the way it works.
Right. And I'm not some kind of hardcore privacy freak when it comes to internet stuff. I haven't been forever. It's all pretty much kind of just out there. My thing is like this has always felt like a bunch of people coming to your house and saying, hey, we're going to point a bunch of cameras into your windows. Do you want us here or don't you? Because if you leave us here, we'll get better ideas of the kind of stuff you like if you let us have cameras in your windows.
If we get to keep our cameras here, we'll tap on your door every once in a while and say, hey, you should check out this show on Hulu.
Right.
But if you don't leave the cameras here, we're going to tap on our door and say, oh, you should check out this thing on Pornhub.
Right.
Well, and let's I think that's what people think. And it's not, remember, it's not seeing everything you do. It's not getting access to your camera. It's getting access to app activities. So maybe a better analogy is we would like to put a camera looking at your fridge and see everything you take out of your fridge. And in exchange for that, we promise that we will only use this to send you coupons for food. And if they're like, if you trusted them to only do that,
that's the
right?
trick, yeah.
And you got coupons and you're like, this is great. I'm like getting coupons for stuff I buy all the time. I'm saving money. Awesome. But I think our real world experience is you're like, okay, you can put the camera on, and then they're like, hey, you took a sip of milk. Here's 15 coupons for more milk. And you're like, it's not even out of milk. I took one sip of milk.
Right.
What the heck? Yeah.
You're right. You're right about them not being great at it yet. But also, it's just a basic trust thing. I don't really know.
And we sold your email address to Dairy
right. And then 1 out of 10 of them are like, oh, also, some either Russian, Chinese, or North Korean hackers now have all this video on your refrigerator. I'm sure it's not a big deal.
They're probably not going to use that, but now your refrigerator is voting for the Republican candidate. So I hope that's okay.
I don't know if that's a problem to you or not, but yeah.
But it's just this feeling that we're all supposed to assume these companies are all altruistic, actors in this, and sometimes they are just wanting to give you better results.
Do they?
Well,
does anybody think that everyone assumes the companies are altruistic?
No,
I feel like it's quite
I'm not
the
saying
opposite
that. They want you to think that, though. 100%.
I mean, I don't even think they believe they can convince you of that.
Every commercial ever for anything is trying to convince me that that's what they are a big important part.
I think they're trying to move you back towards the middle on that. Yeah. No, you're right.
So because of that, there's just a lot of mistrust anyway. And anytime Facebook has a data breach or somebody else, a bunch of passwords leaked or whatever, you just go, well, yet another reason that I don't know why I should freaking trust you guys. I know what pizza I want, so no, I'm not going to let you track my Marco's app. Now the nice thing about this is I can be specific. I can be very discerning and say, oh, well, this is that app asking for permission for data from this app. And I already like those guys and trust them. And also they've already served me well. So yeah, I'll say yes in this case. So that's why I like this. It's not a blanket yes or no for everybody. It's a blanket yes or no for each ecosystem. And I like that control. So
small businesses, Facebook's made a lot of big deal about small businesses, which is really kind of silly because Facebook is not a small business and all they care about is extracting money out of small businesses. But there is a legitimate fear by small businesses who are like, I need as precise of data as possible because I'm a small business. I don't have a big ad budget and I want to spend my money only on people who are really interested in my product.
Right.
And the more data that you can combine, the better targeted my ad can be because, I sell piping and I don't want to waste money on ads for piping to people who don't care about piping. I want to hit plumbers and home remodelers.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. It's an interesting, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. And of course, advertisers are worried. Like, duh. Like, if all of this was just kosher for everybody, they wouldn't care. But it's not because they think that this is going to limit their reach. And
because it is. It's going to make it's going to disrupt advertising. I think the real problem, there's a lot of overreactions out there, and I think understandably so. I probably would be the same if my livelihood depended on it. But there's a lot of uncertainty of we don't know what this is going to do. We had a good thing going, and we don't want to have to change it all because advertising particularly is all about optimization. And if suddenly all the rules change, you're like, okay, we don't really know what the new rules are and how to optimize. And if we don't optimize fast, somebody else will, and we'll lose out.
Right.
And that's stressful. I get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, side note, this Samsung Galaxy book, Odyssey, this is the notebook you were talking about.
Yeah.
This looks really good. Like if you're out there going, man, I need a fast gaming notebook, this might be the jam. This is real
15.6 inch, 11th gen Core H, and the first laptop with the RTX 3050 Ti.
Yeah,
shipping in August.
Yeah, that thing supports RTX. Obviously, it's in the name, but supports ray tracing stuff. That's high end. That's almost like the only high end NVIDIA card you can get. It's just enclosed in a notebook right now. So,
I mean, it's one of your better bets for sure. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll talk about all of that stuff later today on the Daily Tech News Show, DTNS, everybody. So make sure you check that out. It'll be at 2:30 Mountain Time today. I'll be on with Tom and Sarah and Roger. Tom, anything else going on you want to mention today?
No, I just, as I say every week, I'm really appreciative of all the emails I get from folks. Been having lovely conversations to folks who subscribe to my newsletter. And just, send me a note or two. Even if I only have time to dash off a quick sentence or so in reply, I try to always reply to anybody because it's really fun. And the newsletter itself just kind of tells you what's been going on in my life, what I've been writing, some of the podcasts that I'm most proud of for that week, and links to everything that I do. So if you'd like to get in on that, go to freetomnewsletter.com.
Very nice. Ace Detect on Twitter as well. Don't forget that. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, I should have talked to him while he was here, but
yeah,
services like, to some degree, Stadia, although I think its days are numbered, but like Xbox or xCloud, which is coming to everything, and you'll be able to play, if you have the right internet connection, you can play anything on the crappiest notebook you've ever had, like a Chromebook even. That may change whether you'd want to spend a bunch of money on a pro gaming
laptop. Yeah, no kidding.
I would probably hold off for a bit just to see how that all pans out. So.
Little dummy machine.
Indeed. Someone said Len Peralta's in here.
Yeah, he just popped in.
No way. Len, what are you doing?
Len.
Len Peralta. He's going to start streaming his couples cast that started it all. It's Jawbone Radio.
Jawbone Radio.
Check it out later today.
And what's MC Hammer doing?
Yeah, he's got talent. Anyway,
that's right.
Very cool. It sounds like Len's going to start streaming. That's nice.
That's cool.
All right. Hey, we're going to do recommendals. Like I said, Nicole's out with her Moderna business, so we're going to do this.
2/3 of recommendals.
2/3. That's a good amount of people, I think. We are here to do recommendals now, and that is stuff we've seen on streaming services that we've liked and we want to recommend and forward to you. Let's start with Brian. Brian, you got a clip here.
And before the clip, I'm just going to say, still binging Person of Interest, and it is getting better and better and better as it gets into more of the deeper story. Very, very cool. Again, highly recommend it. We just finished the first season of Made for Love, which was Nicole's recommendal from last week, and I echo her sentiments.
Also good.
That it was very good.
Yep.
Christine Milioti is just a jewel. She is a jewel, and she should be in everything.
Yep. She's an international treasure, if you will.
She is. And we watched Godzilla vs. Kong last night because there's only a couple more days to watch that on HBO Max if you've got it. And you know what? I liked it a lot. It was a lot better than it was better than King of the Monsters, although King of Monsters was still pretty good.
Yeah. It's just big and stupid and knows what it is, and I enjoyed the crap
big
out
and
of it.
stupid and knows what it is.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Stuff.
Okay. Now let's get to my recommendal, which is something newish. This is a film, and as I teased earlier in the week, dude, it's a documentary. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Brian recommending a documentary?
Yeah, what's that about? Did we switch
it'll be
bodies?
I think it'll be pretty obvious when people hear.
Okay.
Well, maybe not, because you know what? None of the words from the title are in this clip.
All right, well, I'm going to play it now. Here you go.
As I started to map the environment around her den, it was shocking to see small caves really close to her, packed with pajama sharks. And they really are her most serious predator. Their skin is striped, as that's what they call a pajama shark. They're not visual predators, but they have an incredible sense of smell. and they are particularly aggressive.
So I have to assume this is that octopus thing that
It is, yeah. My octopus teacher. That is Craig Foster you're hearing, who's the only person that you hear in this documentary, and for the most part, the only human being you see. There's some setup, and you get to see his son a little bit, but for the most part, it is the story of Craig Foster kind of losing his way in life a little bit, and then deciding that he's going to start free diving, which means without scuba gear, you're just using snorkel and fins and stuff.
Sure.
In this kelp forest that's on the southern tip of South Africa.
Yeah.
And he grew up in that area, and is just like his way of centering himself was going free diving in this area. And as he does, he comes across this weird spherical collection of shells that are just sitting on the ocean floor, and he's like, what, this is weird, this weird collection of shells. And as he's sitting there watching it, the shells all of a sudden drop, and an octopus that was holding all those shells up like a big shield with all of its tentacles goes racing out of there. And he decides, oh, this is interesting, all right, an octopus, I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
And he begins a weird
sexual relationship. Oh, sorry.
A weird sexual relationship. There were a couple clips I could have played that made it sound like this is, The Shape of Water 2,
yeah.
The Shapening.
Yeah.
But he develops this relationship with this octopus, and it's not one-sided at all. This octopus is clearly as curious about him as he is about the octopus. It is amazing. So like you watch your regular nature show on National Geographic or whatever, you get, let's watch as an octopus farts ink and goes away, and let's see how an octopus lays eggs.
Sure.
But this is more like, has so much freaking heart, and it's kind of like the weirdest comparison I had with it is Charlotte's Web. Like this guy is Wilbur, and he's meeting this octopus who's basically the spider, who is like showing him all the cool things that she does in her life, and how she gets around and hunts and things like that. And it is so freaking beautiful and fascinating, and at times harrowing, and it's absolutely beautiful, and is so
worthy of the win, you say. I mean, I know you haven't
worthy
seen
of the
every
win.
one
Now,
of those,
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen Crypt Camp. I haven't seen The Mole Agent. I haven't seen any of the other documentary features. So Tina's seen Crypt Camp, and she really loved it, but she loved this a lot more.
Yeah, Crypt Camp is very good, but I'm super stoked to see this. So
this, if you watch this with Carter,
she's
Carter
gonna cry.
will be drawing. She'll be crying, and she'll be drawing octopuses for like a month straight. Nothing but little eight-legged snot. Just
I'm gonna trick her. I'm gonna trick her into it because she hates it when I do this. Because I always get her to watch something and she'll cry. We watched what's the dinosaur Pixar one?
The Last Dinosaur.
The happiest or
Pixar one. Yeah,
the good dinosaur. That's it.
The Good Dinosaur.
And we love that movie here, and it's simple and fun and beautiful. And anyway, something hit her in the middle of this scene that she didn't understand before about the father and the son's relationship. And I look over at her, and she's just gushing tears. She's more tears than human. So any chance I get to squeeze her into a little bit of an emotional mess, I like to try. It's fun.
Well, there is that, but there's. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are some moments when you're like genuinely like, oh my God, I hope everything's okay and all that stuff. But it's so great. By the way, the Wikipedia page is hilarious. So it lists My Octopus Teacher. Name of the film, by the way, again, I'll reiterate, My Octopus Teacher, and it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix original, but don't let that make you procrastinate because it'll probably be on Netflix forever. Watch this ASAP.
No, I want to see this. This is absolutely my jam. So I'm totally.
So the cast is listed as Craig Foster as himself, Tom Foster, Craig's son, as himself, Octopus Rosetta as herself, and Pajama Shark as itself.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, it has got so much heart, and it is it also is that thing where, as a documentary filmmaker, how involved do you get with your subject?
Yeah.
And he feels like he crosses that line a lot. He feels like he could have crossed it more in places. It's a really amazing case study, just even on him. But God, the kelp forest is just so beautiful, and all of the life. If you're one of those people who, like me, when you watch any film that takes place underwater, you find yourself holding your breath. You'll probably do that for the first few minutes of the movie.
Wow.
But it's so good. And anyway, it's My Octopus Teacher. It's on Netflix. It won the award for Best Documentary Feature in the most recent Oscars. And not having anything else to compare it to, it's still, I say, an absolutely worthy honor.
Nice.
So
I'm gonna see it. It's on my it's on a more immediate list than usual for me. So definitely gonna
but
watch
it does make me want to practice my impersonation of this guy, because it's not, South African accent to impersonate. Plus he's kind of got a little bit of like, he's got this like weird octopus is I want to slip in a Cockney. I can't do it with him.
Yeah.
But it's there's a really interesting lilt in his accent that I'm going to try to do to add to my collection of obscure impersonations.
Well, I'm excited to squirt my ink after I see this.
Squirt your ink all over My Octopus Teacher on Netflix.
Netflix today. Okay, here's my clip. Brian, let's see if you can suss out what this is. I think you'll probably get it right away. But I'm cheating a little this week because it's streamed, but I paid for it. So it's one of those. That'll give you a hint. Here we go.
I was looking for someone. Yeah, well, you probably shouldn't flash cheese like that around here, bro. There are 3 types of people who, as you say, flash cheese. People who don't know any better, people who are seeking to intimidate, and people like me who wish with every fiber of their being that someone would try to take it from them.
All right. Guesses?
That's Better Hit Saul.
It is Better Hit Saul, otherwise known as Nobody.
That's right.
I wanted to finally see Nobody. I kept hearing that it was just another kind of John Wick movie, and I thought, I don't know, it's probably different than that. It can't just be a duplicate of that. And while there are some similarities, it deals with some revenge and some other stuff, but it's not quite the same. It's.
I mean, this guy is not a trained fighter like John Wick, right?
No, he is. He
is, okay.
Yeah,
All
It turns out, well, it's not a giant giveaway because they tell you right away. But he's basically ex hitman for the CIA and some other 3-letter agencies, as he puts it, and and basically got away from all that, got married, settled down, had kids, didn't want anything to do with it anymore. Had gotten out of that life.
All right.
And some things bring him back in, and it's not just the home invasion that starts it. It's something else that actually makes it go bad. Then the Russians get involved. Then all hell breaks loose, and then he goes full John Wick basically after that.
I hear there's an amazing scene on a bus. I heard an interview with Bob Odenkirk on Howard Stern. He was talking about filming this bus scene.
Yeah, the bus scene's insane. It's also that's an important point in the film, and it's early, and it kind of helps determine what the rest of the movie is. Okay. It is a blast. This guy made the director made Hardcore Henry. Do you remember that weird first person thing?
Yeah, we were going to watch it for Film Sec, and we never did, right?
Yeah, I got pulled or something. I can't remember what the deal was.
So I still haven't seen it because I'm waiting for it to make its way back. But.
Yeah, same here. He's a Russian director, and he really knows his action. It's very good stuff that way. The action, minute-to-minute action's very good. Am I going to sit here and tell you that this is better than other things like it, like John Wick? Probably not. but I had a blast with it. I thought it was really fun, really hardcore, really it's exactly what you wanted out of it. And there's also some actors in there like, oh my gosh, they got Doc Brown to be his dad, his retired dad in a freaking old folks home.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and he has a big role to play. Who else was in it that surprised me?
Is his name Nobody? Because that's what I really want, is for him to be named Nobody.
No, it's like Butch. Or no, not my brain, dude. I can't remember anybody's name anymore. I'll look it up real quick here. It was
okay.
Somebody Mansell. I remember the last name because I knew some Mansells. But I'll say this: Bob Odenkirk is really good at this, and I hope he gets more. Either a sequel would be great, and they set it up for one, or just more roles where he gets to stretch out like this, because this is very different from Saul. And he pulls it off and sells it really well, to the point that it kind of in a way carries the movie, in that if he wasn't there, this is kind of B level. He's very good in it. It's Christopher Lloyd, as I mentioned. Who else? Michael Ironside's in it, which is just awesome to see that dude at this age. You barely recognize him, but Michael Ironside's just a freaking national treasure.
He's great. And he is like, I'm amazed that Michael Ironsides is not at the top of the film sack most seen actor list, because he's in so much of the crap we watch.
And weren't we just talking about Connie Nielsen for some reason? She was in something else, Wonder Woman.
Yes, Wonder Woman, but there was something we just watched that had her in it, I thought.
Yeah, what was that? I don't remember. Some film sack thing we just saw with her in it.
I'm looking it up because I'll as soon as I see it, I'll remember. Yeah, because she was Danish, or she is Danish.
Yeah. She's awesome. She plays his wife, and she's great. If anything, her role.
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. She was naked in that. She got nude.
She did lots of nude in the elevator.
Our bad guy in this is Alexei Seberenikov, who plays Yulian Kuznetsov. He's this Russian actor who just chews the screen up. He's freaking great, and that's what you want. I even loved his final moment. You know, you always want the death of the villain to be epic, right?
Yeah,
it's really epic. It's
really okay. All right.
So anyway, Nobody is great, and if you like a good hard R, just run through it kind of action nonstop kind of business, and you want to see Odenkirk do his thing, it's really great. And he was in great shape in this. That's the other thing.
So first question, is this worth plunking down the $20, or should I wait, because it'll probably be streaming?
So I had a coupon for 10, and then only had to pay 10. It was totally worth that, 100%. Okay. If you've got multiple people who like this sort of thing in your household, I think it's worth the 20. If it's just you and Tina's like meh, I might wait. I might wait.
Okay. All right. I also can't find any of them now, but the plugs for this thing, like on, Rent It Now, Everybody Likes Nobody, or Nobody is the best film of the spring, or something like that.
Right.
Just the fact that this name lends itself to some really funny double takes of checking things out.
For sure. The other thing you're going to like, the soundtrack, full of great great licensed music that's just perfect for it. It's what, in my opinion, it's what sets it apart from something like John Wick, is just that tone is different, and their use of some classical stuff, meaning like old crooner music in parts, very discordant moments used for different kinds of music. I thought it was great. Really, really
very
great.
Cool. Okay.
So anyway, worth checking out if you guys, like if there's 3 or 4 of you and you're like, man, I'll pay $20 for this. I mean classic rock, Jeannie. I didn't mean classical music. I didn't mean to say it that way. But it's some of it's like 70s era classic rock. Some of it is like I said, crooner or big band. But it's all in service of the tone of this thing, which is you're just rooting for him. You don't want to know about what kind of dark shiz he's done in his previous life, but it must have been bad. His kids are all played by great kid actors. That's the other thing I like. I guess there's just 2 of them, the son and the daughter, and they're both great.
Okay.
Anyway, check it out. Nobody.
Cool.
Available hopefully soon on some streaming service that isn't pay-per-view, but right now it's $20. So go check it out.
Sounds great. Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing that.
All right. that is going to do it for today's programming. Thank you all for being here, and we wish Nicole well. Everybody send her a little note on Twitter. Just say, hey, Nicole Spag, hope you're doing well. She had a birthday this week, so tell her late happy birthday, all that stuff.
Yes, I forgot.
Yeah.
Damn.
So good idea to do that if you have a moment. That's it. Brian, ANTP going on today, and a little something.
Yeah, so yesterday I posted the everybody's TMS visit for the podcast guest challenge. Today you're going to find out who goes home from that week. Everybody did a really good job, so obviously made it tough for our judges, but they still decided to bring the axe down on somebody. And if you listen to America's Next Top Podcaster, you'll find out who that somebody is.
Nice. Oh, for example, Pat Benatar's Heartbreaker is in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great one too.
Yep. Don't let me be misunderstood.
Your love is like a tidal wave, turning over my head.
Straighten Up and Fly Right's really done well in there. What a
Nice.
Wonderful World. I mean, I know a lot of movies use that, but it's really great how they use it. It's just great.
Do they use the Ramones version of What a Wonderful World?
Let me look here.
Because that would be even better.
Nope,
Is it
Louis Armstrong. Still Louis Armstrong, yeah.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them dream of me and you.
How does that not make your throat hurt? It makes mine hurt.
It does. I can't do it.
Okay, here's some music trivia. Who did the song "You'll Never Walk Alone"?
And you'll never walk. Well, it's the theme song of the Liverpool United soccer team. And was it the? God, it's an old, well, relatively old song. The only version I know is the one that was by Kevin Rowland of Dexy's Midnight Runners, but that's a cover. I can't think of who did the original.
Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Oh, Pacemakers. Yeah. Okay, Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Okay, one other one. Let's try this one.
Yeah.
Who did What a Wonderful World? Oh, I'm sorry. We already did that one. I'm on the wrong one.
I just raked my throat for that song. You can ask me that again?
No, where did it go? I just lost the one I was going to. Oh, here it is. The Impossible Dream.
To dream the impossible dream. Jeez. Well, Sinatra did that, but I don't think he was the first.
It surprised me who wrote it. And
Paul
also,
Anka?
No, Andy Williams. Andy
Williams. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a great soundtrack, and the whole thing's on Spotify and Apple Music as well.
Cool.
All right. That's it for today's show. Thank you all for supporting us over at Patreon. We really appreciate it. When I say all of us, I mean those who have. There's plenty of you who don't. So now's your time. Here's your chance. New month coming and everything. Patreon.com/TMS. All the details are there. So go give it a look. And while you're at it, send us your feedback and comments to themorningstream@gmail.com. Sign up for our newsletter at frogpants.club. And while you're at it, give us a follow on Twitter at Coverville for Brian, at Scott Johnson for me, and at Morning Stream for the show. All right. I think that's it.
By the way, You'll Never Walk Alone, Jeannie corrects us that all of the ones we mentioned, so even Jerry and the Pacemakers is a cover. It's from something called Carousel, some sort of Broadway play called Carousel.
Oh, very nice.
About carousing. Yeah.
That's about carousing, sure.
Someone who carouses.
Yeah, like a carousing person is having some carousal.
That's right, carousal.
Yes, this version, I guess, is Jerry and the Pacemakers, but you're right. It is a cover. There it is right there. All right. Anyway, speaking of covers and or songs otherwise, why don't you play one now?
Yes, I know it's Carousel. Brian wrote in and said, hey, on April 27th, which was yesterday, I'm legally turning the big 36. Although I'd like to argue last year didn't count and this is still 35. I think we all aged a lot more than a year in the last 365 days. But age is just an attitude, and you guys and the descendants prove it. I'm a 12-year-old at heart, and I'm always going to laugh poop jokes. And Brian. Signed, Brian.
Sweet. Oh, another Brian. Hey, here, Brian, here's this for you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy 36th.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah. Descendants, a California punk band. I'm assuming he's talking about the California punk band and not the Disney Channel show. But the Descendants, really good California punk band, long time running. And they've done a few covers themselves. They've been covered a couple times, but I'm going to play one of the covers that they've done from the 1990 compilation Duck and Cover. Here are the Descendants covering the Beach Boys, Wendy.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
The guy was an asshole, sir, and he deserved it.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
That's pretty harsh.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh. Wayne, is that this song? That one? I mean,
that's the association, Wendy. This is Wendy by the Beach Boys. Different song.
Oh, I didn't realize they were different songs.
Yep.
Okay.
Shows
what I know, which is very little.
Understandably,